Hey, I'm Megan, and in this video, I'm gonna show you how to make reversible porch signs that cost less than $15 each. The cool thing about these DIYs are the majority of the supplies come from the Dollar Tree, minus the wood and the paint. So I'm using this huge piece of plywood, 4 feet by 8 feet, from Home Depot. It's only $25, and as you can see, I have a lot of wood left over, but I totally get not everyone wants a bunch of wood left over, so I'm also linking 2 additional options that you can use for this DIY that keeps it under $15. I also want to share with you some information I got from Home Depot's best employee, Mr. Jimmy. He told me that Home Depot definitely cuts wood for free. First 3 cuts are free. After that, you may or may not get charged. Now, I had him cut my wood at 10 inches wide and 5 feet long. That is enough of my face and talking about wood. Let's go ahead and start this DIY. To paint the boards, I'm using linen white from Rust-Oleum's chalk paint. I love this stuff. The can only had about 1 inch left in it, so I mixed it with water, and as you can see, it is going on about as smooth as like butter on a hot roll. Now you can definitely use regular acrylic white paint if you want to. I just love this paint and it works really well. I only had to dip the brush about 2 or 3 times per side of a board, and I did 1 coat, painted the front and back and the sides as well. I picked up this welcome spring banner from Dollar Tree. Take off the ribbon because we do not need that part. And I'm just using the letters S, M, E, and R. Then this is a printable I made and I'm sharing it with y'all for free, linked in the description. I lay out my letters, tracing out the word summer, but skipping a space for the U, so it looks like this so far. And I also cut out the little hello part just so I could get an idea of where I wanted to place it. For the U, I'm taking a little plate, tracing it halfway around, then go back, taking a ruler to make it straight across the top because I'm making a watermelon, and then I just freehand the rest. I decided to do a little bite mark. I saw a sign like that online. I thought it was super cute, so I just freehanded it like I said, erased anything I didn't want. Taking the hello print out, flip it over, and then take my pencil and just scribble all over the back, and it looks about like this. And then that's how I'm going to trace it, or transfer it, I guess, onto my sign. Now, if you don't have a printer, Office Max makes printouts for less than $1, or you could freehand this, or you could just skip this part entirely and the sign still be cute. White and black paint mixed together to make a gray that I'm happy with. And that's what I'm using to paint my SMMER. Now, this did take a little bit of time, but if I got out of the lines, I didn't really freak out about it. As you can see, it's not perfect, and that's okay because it'll look good in the end, I promise. So don't freak out if you get out of the lines. Then just taking the same brush, not dipping it in paint again, I distress it just a little bit. Tuscan red mixed with white and black paint again. I'm going to use this color to paint the inside of my watermelon. Then using tropical foliage mixed with black and white again is the color I used for the outside of the watermelon, and it's also the same color I used to paint hello. So for the seeds, I just used black paint and a little bitty brush and just kind of like dabbed it on there. Once again, totally not perfect, and that's okay. I think this looks really, really cute so far, but I wanted to go back and I'm using Dollar Tree sandpaper and I'm lightly sanding it to make this more of a print look or distressed look. Matte Mod Podge, and I put this all over the sign, and that's what I'm using to seal my sign. Now, if your sign will be outside in like a lot of rain or not in a covered porch, you may want to use something more weather resistant to seal it. I personally have never had an issue just using Mod Podge. Now we're going to take the letters that spell out spring, using black acrylic paint, paint them black. 1 quick coat, didn't make sure it was like full coverage or anything, so 1 bag of reindeer moss from Dollar Tree, and I cut it up really well. This helps the moss like last longer or go further. And then hot glue all over the front, flip the letter over and press it down into the moss I have on a tray. I find this the easiest way to apply moss. Now my Dollar Tree does not carry moss sheets. I don't know how big they are and how many you'd use, but they seem like a great option as well if your Dollar Tree has those. And here's what it looks like when I'm done. Now flipping over the Hello Summer sign, we're now gonna make Hello Spring using the same Hello printout. I didn't even re-scribble on the back, I just traced it out again. The only difference is this time I'm using just regular black acrylic paint mixed with nothing to paint my hello. Then Mod Podge all over to seal my sign, but this time I do the sides as well, and then I go back and do an extra thick layer, and that's how I'm attaching my moss letters. I'm sure you can use hot glue, maybe regular glue, but I wouldn't trust it to hold up. I don't know, I think Mod Podge works the best. And here's what it looks like so far. Pretty darn cute, but we're not quite done, because after that dries, I go back using Dollar Tree twine, and I layered it up so it wasn't just like one thick. Tied it around my sign, and I don't have a staple gun, y'all, so I just used a regular old stapler and stapled the sides of the twine so like it wouldn't slip and slide. I'm sure you could use hot glue as well. Make a little bow to cover up the knot I made, hot glue that down, and then I take additional pieces of twine and wrap it around the bow and the twine, hot glue, press it down, cut off anything that's left over. Now I added twine on the bottom as well, but I didn't want a bow, so I stapled the first piece, continued wrapping it to cover up where I had stapled it, and then hot glued the very last piece to hide the ends. And here is my Hello Spring sign. I really, really love this sign. I don't know if my favorite side is Hello Spring or Hello Summer. I don't know. I love them both. I really, really do, and I can't pick a favorite side for this one. Now starting on sign number 2, using the Welcome Spring banner again. This time we're only using the letters that spell out welcome. Lay it out on my sign just like I did for summer. Trace it out just like we did for summer. And I'm even using leftover paint that I have from Hello Summer. And this is what it looks like so far. Once again, my painting is not perfect, and that's okay. Go back and distress, and I heavily distress on the sides this time. I really liked the way that looked. And then I go back and sand. I really do believe sanding makes a really big difference with hiding where maybe my hand was shaky or I painted outside the lines. I think it makes it look more like store-bought. So here's an up close of what it looks like. It just doesn't look like I have a shaky hand when painting, in my opinion. And this side is done. After I sealed it with Mod Podge, I called it a day. Now starting on the other side, using the darker wood contact paper from Dollar Tree, I count down 20 squares, count across 13 squares, and write out the letters HME. You can use any contact paper. They all have little squares in the back, and it's really easy to make an H, M, and E. Then for my O, I'm using the smaller size wreath from Dollar Tree. I've had this one for a while. I think it's super cute. And then I just use regular Scotch tape to tape the letters in place where I want them, stand back, make sure it looks even. I didn't measure, just eyeballed it. Then leaving the Scotch tape on, I peel off the back of the contact paper, and I promise you this helps get it smooth and flat. And then when you're done, you just peel the tape right off, and I don't have any bubbles or wrinkles. Looks great. This hook, 99% sure I got it from Dollar Tree. I've had it forever, and that's how I'm gonna attach my O. You can definitely use hot glue, but I think it's kind of cool to be able to switch out the wreath with the seasons or whatever I want to do with it. I sealed this sign as well, not with the wreath on, and it is done. So this is super cute. I love the way this looks. I'm debating on whether I actually want to go back and maybe dry brush some black or brown paint on there because I really liked the way that looked on the welcome sign. And actually the welcome side of this sign is my favorite, which is strange because I love wreaths. So you'd think like the home side would be my favorite. Let me know what your favorite is, or if you have any other ideas about making signs like these, let me know in the comments. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will catch you next time.